Hello, folks. Hello, folks. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Traveltech. This is Traveltech, the place where you can learn how tech influences the travel industry. I'm here with special guest Thomas Negrit of Flywallet. Man, me and him have been talking for a very long time, and he is a special individual, and he's building something I think that everybody in the travel space should at least give a chance to get to know, understand. Because we're in a unique space as far as travel is concerned. We're trying to figure out how to travel and make sure it's safe. And a lot of times we're still trying to figure out how to actually get there, and we don't know how to get to where we want to go in the first place. But Thomas has created something called Flywallet that allows you to save and invest in travel. And we don't really talk about investment in travel as much as we talk about just going somewhere. We do talk about just getting someplace and not really knowing how we're going to get there. But the actual psychological meaning of investing, as someone who's invested in banks or invested in real estate or invested in homes, we look at that as something that could build us and take us to further places down the line in our lives, and maybe protect our families and give places for our families to stay. But we don't think about how travel can have that same impact, how it can change our thought process, so we become more global minded, we become more philanthropic, we learn about each other more, we build more relationships. All these are in mind. So Thomas Negrit is here to talk about Flywallet, and I'm just so curious to know, like, as a young boy growing up, how often did you travel? Did you see people that traveled, and was that part of your inspiration in starting Flywallet?
Yeah, man. Just off the bat, man. Omar, thanks so much for having me, man. What you're doing out here is great for any people, listening, but definitely for entrepreneurs and creators like myself, trying to bring an impact. So I appreciate that.
Of course, man, all the time. Thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
yeah. But that question, going straight to the depth of the
I can
whole.
do that. That's what I can
Yeah,
do.
yeah, no, man. That's the thing. I grew up, in France, so I'm biracial. My mom's white, my dad's black. So at the core of myself, there's like this multicultural interaction happening, and it's just like travel. I've been able to, see my dad's family in the Caribbean, my mom's family in London, a couple family vacations. We're already growing up in France, maybe going to, countries in Europe and just seeing these different places. But at the core, there's this consciousness of different places and different people. And just I always was aware of while I was traveling, how intriguing or how curious it can be, to just see these different cultures. You kind of are receptive to it. And I feel like when you have this curiosity, and anybody, like people who actually love to travel, I think know what I'm talking about. It's refreshing,
Yeah.
like little, these emotions, of excitement, and of curiosity, of awe, of just gaining these new perspectives. Like, damn, I'm doing something in point A, and on the other side of the world, there's this life going on. And I think that just that's really the beauty of I think of travel, that creates people can call themselves travel addicts, man. Like everybody really enjoys it. And yeah, to not be around the bush, regarding investing in yourself, or am I getting too far
No, no,
ahead?
no. I mean, no, you're right on par with what I'm going to talk about. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
investing. I mean, talk a little about that, because that's a unique concept. The
yeah, yeah.
concept of investing. As a person who love to travel, sometimes it's almost more of an expense to some people. So, but you've kind of flipped that around, and what your business model is saying, no, no, I'm investing in this. This is a part of who I
Yeah,
am.
that's it. Yeah, exactly,
I'll expand
exactly. Yeah,
upon that. I want to learn about that a lot more, for sure, man.
that's what it's going for. So that the benefits of just visiting a new place, gaining a new perspective, is it gives you more confidence,
Sure.
humility at the same time, because you're like, wow, I'm learning a whole other way of living. I'm seeing people do their own thing on another side of the world. It makes you feel in place. And what I really what made me start my company is really to make these opportunities available to everyone. Because I was you know, there's people who may be complaining about their actual situation right now, or, you know, just like, I hate my job, or I'm not getting that excitement. And all it would take is maybe to go on a trip and go somewhere. And that had me thinking, like, just, yeah, investing in yourself. Like, it's like building wealth, you know, building wealth is like having physical possession, having assets, you know, having stuff. And it's like, that's what people always want to build. They want to try and build themselves and grow and and make their life more interesting. Not in a shallow mean, but like, you know, try and add value to their persona. And I figured that if you're going to spend money, you know, like, invest in yourself by, you know, maybe you're going to go to the gym, invest in a gym membership, or, you know, invest in learning a new language, but if you're going to really invest in yourself, invest in experiences. Like, these are things that live with you, that build within you. Like, I'm like trying to go like into the depth of, you know.
No, this is what it's about, man. This is
This is what it's about. Yeah. Like, I really wanted to share this, like, the multicultural benefits you can get from seeing new places. And that's really where the passion stems from. So that's why I'm relentless in what I'm doing, but like really trying to give people that motivation and that energy to really seek a better life for themselves. And I'm presenting travel as the opportunity for that. So you're putting, so just investing in yourself to go see a new place might, you know, make you realize that, damn, I have it good back home, you know, or wow, like, this place is amazing. Like, I'm gonna grind harder when I get home. Like, job, even if I hate my boss or whatever, I'm gonna just take my paycheck and I'm gonna make sure that, you know, when the opportunity comes through, I'm out. You know, I can go. Like, the passion is a drive that keeps you going. And I think, like, just whether it be mental health or, you know, or just like overall the feeling of accomplishment, or, you know, or just like success, like just making it a routine in your life, it's actually investing in yourself. Like, you're building, it's building, like, it's growth. You know what I mean? So,
man.
So that's the.
I mean, you touched on so many things there, and you know, for me, like how we connected via social media, right? Like that's where we're going nowadays. Everything is online, and everything is based off of, you know, who knows who. How can you connect this person? How can you build this relationship? It's how you build a brand. This is how brands are being built. It's through these personal connections. Even in the tech space, these personal connections are so important. So for you, I know you have a team of people that you work with. I know that you've, you know, been in business for some time. How did you start, you know, coming about the idea of putting together Flywallet in a sense of a business model where you say, okay, this is a good concept, but what actually could be done for me to help people, but also start a business that is, you know, quote unquote profitable, and also allows, you know, me to really focus on this, hyper focus on this, and build something that is sustainable, that can be around for a long time.
We're like we live in like amazing times right now, where just like to be to say up front, like, I'm not a tech guy, you know.
Yeah.
And like, I have a fintech that's actually pretty advanced, you know, in tech, and like, I don't know how to code at all. And it's just, when you have like a concept, you actually have all these resources today, like where you can actually create like a minimal viable product that actually can make a vision an actual reality. So how we started off, like, I was, like, as I said before, you know, my passion just for travel, and just like my deeper passion, just like you, Omarr, just to give, you know, or give people opportunities, help people out. That's what it's all about. I was like, man, like, let's start something on the side. Let's see if I can get, like, you know, help people afford these flights. So how it happened was one summer, like, you know, like, I figured that I'd start this. It was like 3 years ago. And I had some friends who wanted to travel. We were traveling to Spain, and we had to get these flights. And two of my friends, actually, they needed me to front the money up. Like, they had booked. We all wanted to book at the same time.
Right.
And there's always one or two, you know, Rose, they're like, man,
hey, you all need help sometimes, man. You all need help.
I know, but they're like, I can't do this right now. Like, wait for next week, or wait until I get my paycheck. And basically what I said, listen, I'll pay the two, like half of it. You give me half, I'll pay for it, we'll book it, and then you pay me back. And then like that worked pretty well. like for them, it was just doing them a favor. But then I figured, like, let's try and do it for friends of friends and stuff. So it's with a WordPress, a PayPal, and basically what you could do on WordPress is that people could send me a screenshot of, you'd go on Expedia and you'd see your like this flight from, let's say, Paris to DC, just for the conversation.
Perfect.
And like you take a screenshot of it, you send it to me for that price, and if you pay me the half of it plus $75, I'll book the whole thing. You just have to pay me back. So it started like raw like that. I was collecting fees on PayPal, and it was really manual as hell. Like it was raw. But it was really for friends, you know what I mean? Right. And then I also enabled them to put money aside every month if they wanted to. Like the moment they got their paycheck, they put like $50, $100, $150, whatever they could put aside for a trip in 6 months or 3 months, or a year for that matter. So I was like, I was up like having like 60, 70 clients, like people I helped save, people I helped like get flights. And I started applying to competitions and stuff, like all these startup competitions. Again, we're in amazing times right now. So you're able to actually push your stuff forward. I had my brother who was in college in London. He pushed he joined the college startup competition, Right. Just linking with all people who were still in college to do the college competition.
We're just building.
Just building. Yeah. Just try to get some prize money. And so we won like a couple prizes. So that, like we got like 15K and like, it enabled me to get where I am today. But what happened was we were in a final pitching the product, and the jury was like, okay, wait. So what you're doing right now, you're holding people's money, okay? And you're giving them loans, right? I was like, yeah, that's basically what we're doing. It's a loan. And he was like, this is completely illegal what you're doing, right? I was like, well, what do you mean? He said, you need a banking license to be able to do what you're doing. So that was like, what? Like ignorance was bliss here. Ignorance was completely bliss. I was moving, I was,
you're just doing what you gotta do. You're not thinking about all that stuff.
Yeah. Like all the elements are here, you got internet, you got social media, you got WordPress, PayPal. Like, let's try and put like a car Mercedes together, you know what I mean? And let's just roll, like pretend like it is. And he like, it came tumbling down on me. Like he was like, boom. And not random, coincidentally, like 2 weeks later, we got a letter like at my mailbox at my parents' house, literally, saying like, like the FCA, is like leading an investigation. That's the Financial Conduct Authority. Because like these days, like if it's money laundering or funding terrorism, like all these types of like financial management, like they get pretty, like it's red flags everywhere.
Regulations, yeah, you gotta follow. Yeah, they come knocking at the door.
They come at you. Like, I mean, it's the game, bro. Like I was like learning all this stuff. Like I was, damn. So what do I do? Say like, well, listen, you seem like, and literally this was kind of them, because startups is like always innovation. You're at the forefront. So there's actually this whole community like of people who were saying the FCA is too old school or, like whatever. So they said, listen, you have to reimburse everyone and just like stop doing what you're doing. Like, because like what you're doing is not illegal right now. So to shut down completely, shut down. Like we kept the social media going and stuff, but we were forced to like shut all operations and like refund everyone. And like I spent like a solid like 9 months to a year just trying to figure out a way to do what I was doing, because people were actually benefiting from what I was doing, man. Like, and so we did, we like paid some lawyers to, with the money that I had, I bet she spit like 30% of it on lawyers to try and figure out how we could operate, So it turns out you can passport your license from different companies, which what we do now. And I spent the rest on trying to create an automated platform. And maybe a year or 6 months ago, between 6 months and a year ago, we got incubated in France, and we have like a live website right now, like Flywallet, that lets you do those two things: save and book flights in multiple installments. But
Yeah, man. I mean, the startup world is crazy. Like one minute you can be here, and the next minute,
yeah,
knocking at your door, and you're just trying to build. You're not even thinking about
that's it. That's it. That's it.
that's direction the company wants to go in. And at the end of the day, they talk about pivoting in the startup space, pivoting, knowing that when it's time to move forward. And I admire you for that, because you didn't let it stop you. You could have just stopped and said,
No.
it's too much, man. You got to have all this bank stuff, and I don't want to deal with any like lawyers. Some people just, once that happens, they're out the game.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Well,
You,
like I realized that, like I think about this often because it was complete ignorance is bliss. Because I was going because like I was like, this is fine, but like, and I'm kind of like, nah, I can be impulsive, like I'm a dreamer, so I try and go straight for it. But like if I did my due diligence before, I'd be like, damn, like this is gonna be this. I'm trying to go big, like create something like pretty complex. I would have like demotivated myself. I would have been like, oh, I need a license for this. I need to know, like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to hold these people's funds securely. Like, I just thought about it like, yeah, just click a link, add the amount, send it to the PayPal, and the PayPal will hold your money. Like, that's it.
Yeah. It's when it comes to any business, like I said, any business, it's about people, and you learn. At the end of the day, you learn when you're building, and you're a travel company. At the end of the day, there's a plethora of travel companies out there that they work with airlines and things of that nature. But you specifically, you're working with airlines. You're working with people as well, people who may not have the funds to necessarily travel with their own money. So you're tapping into a different market of people, and you're helping them understand how travel can actually be an investment to their life. Because I know it was for me. Like I've been certain places that were literally like, if I didn't go there, my perspective wouldn't be the same way. I wouldn't be the same person I am today. I wouldn't have the same global mindset. I wouldn't probably be like, hey man, this guy from Paris, let me connect with him and think that we could be on the same page, because I've been around, I've seen things. So for me, you're just another person who has the same mentality, the same let's hustle. You're on the other side of the Atlantic, but for me, you're a good person I know can make things happen. I know I've seen you do that. So for me, the overall gist of it is travel has that level of creation, that level of being able to see something for what it is.
Absolutely. It's
That's freedom.
inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I want to ask you about, we're in the tech space and we're traveling, and I kind of want to ask you about a little bit. It's this travel tech. Travel tech is about how tech is influencing the travel industry, and I want to ask you about what your opinion is on the future of travel and tech industry. What advances do you think is going to happen? I mean, as far as your brand, where do you guys see yourself going next 5 years, and what pivots or automation do you see yourself including in Flywallet? Because I think there's a lot happening today, even with COVID-19. People are traveling.
Yeah.
People are not. There's so much happening.
Like right now in the travel space, it's a race right now to be able to offer, and to all travel tech entrepreneurs listening, like this is like it's flexible booking. Like what COVID exposed is basically the travel industry, as powerful as it is, if borders close, they can't do anything. And people are scared right now. People are hesitant to book. People are like, I don't know, or uncertain. And that for the travel industry is like a big, like, a scare, because they're seasonal. So so right now it's a race for airlines, travel websites, whatever, or travel insurance to try and actually offer adequate like insurance to be able to ensure that people can book without a worry. Like that's the big like question mark right now. Mm-hmm. The people who solve that, who enable you to right now, Omarr, you book a flight for in 6 months, and if it's the end of the world, or if there's a world war, or I don't know, there's another wave of COVID, you're gonna get your money back.
That's a big deal, because especially nowadays where money is tight, some people.
Yeah, that's
you got to think about it. There's I have an American friend who's in Poland right now. You know, they're stuck. They're not going. I have a person who lives in my vicinity, in my building, who is in Ghana. It hasn't been back to the United States in some time. So there's Americans and there's people in Europe. And
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
can't they can't. So we're just in a hectic space. Imagine if they booked that flight to wherever they wanted to go. Save somebody from the United States booked a flight to Paris during the middle of COVID. Now they can't come back. So they may need to get access to those funds immediately because they necessarily don't may have a family. Not everybody has a family who could fund them, or they have savings that could fund them. So just having a tool that allows for straight, straight, leveraging and being able to see everything and being able to, see clearly, okay, this is who we are. We're not trying to hide anything. And you've been through that. You've built something and had to have, go through trials and tribulations,
Yeah,
have go through the process of having people pretty much say, hey man, that's not good, you can't do this, so that level of grounding, coming back up, I'm sure just for you it's helped you so much in building. And now sometimes when things like that happen, it makes you stronger, it makes you
yeah,
want to
yeah. It has to. Like this is the thing is when it's a crisis, it's an opportunity for new ways of thinking, new ways of operating. And yeah, like how you like it's sometimes it's not pivoting your project or pivoting your product, it's just pivoting your approach to the
very true. Yeah.
yeah. Me, I'm like just it's for the people, like you mentioned earlier, and like I know that in the previous conversations we've had, like it's all about that too. Like that's where the real wealth relies, and because airlines don't care about
Right.
traveler. So we're stuck, they're like, listen, we got to meet our quarter projections. So we're not reimbursing a flight at all.
Right.
And I feel like right now, people have realized how stingy they can be or how like ruthless they are.
Yeah,
So
especially with those bigger air, those
yeah, they don't care at all. Like, yeah,
they
don't
have so
care at
much
all.
money, but now it's like we're seeing that they have to lay off. Fortunately, they lay off a lot of people.
So
Unfortunately,
many people, yeah.
I mean, I heard a
It's
story
tough.
where the pilots who had to become some pilots actually had to become flight attendants to just
Yeah. I bet. I'm like booking.com recently, like they got rid of 65% of their personnel, like worldwide. Like no six that's more than half because like it's a new
I
time.
remember I applied for a job there, maybe a few years ago, and I'm I know that because they're based in Amsterdam, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember applying for a job there and seeing that they were based in Amsterdam. I was like, that's cool. I could go work in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
but at the same time, that's how things are changing so much. It's a crazy
That's
time. But
after it's we have to adapt, man. And I really believe like it's targeting like the traveler, the person, like being able to give you that security. Like that's where I see a Flywallet going. Right now we help you finance it, but I still haven't popped the enigma yet. But I'll like in the next couple months, maybe years, like it's really to be able to offer people that security,
yeah,
flexible booking. You
right.
heard it at the Howwego podcast first.
Here we go. Flywilds about to take it to the next level. How we go? Breaking news.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that's
that.
right.
I know we've been on a line for a little bit, and I know you got Paris. It's in late, but just I have one more question. I just want to talk to you about a lot of people can't necessarily to afford to travel somewhere. So there's a lot of other solutions out there. I've been hearing a lot about AR and VR and augmented reality and virtual reality. What do you think? How do you think that's going to impact the travel industry when it comes to certain people? Because not everybody is able to book a flight and go somewhere. They might need a virtual experience. They might need a
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, this. Yeah.
what is that? Because in my personal opinion, it's like I think there's going to be a space for that, but I think there's very little you can do to replicate like you actually picking up your bags, going to the airport, booking somewhere and spending, even if it means for the weekend, even if it means it's for a short amount of time, I think it's very difficult to replicate that. But the technology's out there. It's happening. It's being built, whether it's through Stream or Oculus, these different companies are making these,
Yeah,
AR.
yeah, yeah.
I think that it's hard to replicate. I mean, what do you think is how do you think it's going to at least work with companies that actually book flights versus companies that are offering, hey, come put on these goggles and you can be in a cathedral,
Yeah,
be in a beach somewhere.
I mean, like I'm gonna be like, real with you, Omar. Like nothing can compare, like you going to the place, like to put in some goggles, like
Right.
maybe like the virtual experience. Maybe if we take the virtual a bit, like objectively, like maybe because you were just saying going to the airport, like there's this company called Staycation, which are pretty cool,
Yeah.
like yeah, they have that in the U.S. too, right? Or no, it's like
Uh,
small, but locally,
right.
like like you're in DC, for example, and you take a 2-day weekend at like a hotel spa in DC, but like you have the feeling of getting away, or or if they did experiences where you're eating exotic foods, or just doing something, but locally, so they're making a virtual trip
Okay, it's dope, dope, dope. That's
experience,
dope.
but like locally, like that's like better than the goggles. I think that's possible,
I
but
think I think we're starting to see that more too, like
yeah, 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 local.
the local travel. You're seeing a lot
I
more people
mean,
do Airbnb. So yeah, I
you
think
gotta. Yeah. You gotta adapt to it. But if I may, like that's also like if you don't have the money to go see a new country, like that's why I created Flywallet for. Like
right. That's what it's for.
literally, it comes off of like money shouldn't be an excuse. Like if you are living in the US or you're living in Paris and you want to go to Rio for the carnival, you want to go to Ghana, for Afrochella, or you want to I don't know,
Trying
South.
to get out there next year. Hopefully, it opens back up,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
So
yeah. Like anywhere if you want to make it there, you can. It doesn't if it's 2021, 2022, 2023. Like time shouldn't matter because like you should be putting money aside into yourself so to make that trip happen. Or
right.
maybe your wife or your husband, I don't know, on a honeymoon, anywhere, your family to go on a life once in a lifetime trip. But it's just like it's that marathon mindset, and that I'm really trying to push forward with my product, like just so that virtual reality experiences, keep you motivated, but like going on the real thing is like also possible. Like if you don't have the funds, just stay patient and consistent, like
Awesome.
so.
I mean, I really know what's cool about your Flywire. There's a feature on there where you can literally, it tells you, if I'm correct, there's a feature on there that literally tells you, okay, how much money you have in your account, where you can actually go. That to me
Yeah,
is like mine, but that to me, somebody who likes to sometimes just kind of like go somewhere and not really think about, how, certain, focused destination, but I just want to get to somewhere and it allows me to get there without even worrying about, this destination that I already booked. I just want to go somewhere where I can experience it and my first time. That type of future is amazing. It's
like spontaneous travel.
spontaneous, yeah. That
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
that
That's what I was.
wanderlust, that wanderlust. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
here it is. I just want to go. I don't really worry about,
And you already have the funds, to make
yeah,
it. Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. That's dope, and
That's the best part. Yeah.
that's awesome, man. I mean, we've touched on so much, man. I know it's late.
No, yeah, yeah.
I
This
know
was
it's late.
great.
Just one question. I read it, man, and I think I'm pretty sure you speak six. Is that you speak six languages, man?
Yeah, six
That's dope,
languages.
man.
It's like,
Dope, man.
I
That's crazy.
mean, I was born with French and English on the get go.
Okay, got you.
A bit of Creole. So
Okay,
that's from the Caribbean. So it's like
got you.
it's 2.5, 3. So it's from the get go. Like that's really the biggest blessing I think my
That's what's
parents
up. That's awesome.
gave me. Like it's giving me that tongue. And then like Spanish. Like I took Spanish in high school, college.
Right,
My
right, right.
speaks Spanish, she's a
Awesome.
Dominican Republic. And also
Mm,
in college, I took Arabic. So
amazing.
Arabic and Italian. So that's
Hey,
the,
man, you're all over the place.
uh,
Got me beat, man. I know like two
no, no,
languages,
hey,
man.
everybody has their, has their skill, has their thing to
Right, 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 right.
it. Like I'm like, I may speak these languages. I'm like, a dreamer, I can be stubborn in many ways, but like, I'm not a tech,
Right.
and I'm building, technology that because we're able to that mirrors kind of your passion.
Right.
So it's just like you try and get those tools, and try and put them to the right use. But yeah, like,
Awesome. No, man. I mean, you're dropping so much information. You're giving people an opportunity to travel. I say this so much, and people ask me about, why I like traveling, why I like to get out and just do different things, because I know how it's changed me as a human being. I know how it's changed you, and I see how it's influenced you. You knowing all these languages. I don't think it's a coincidence, because I think it's that natural curiosity that you already have.
Yes, sir. You can learn a language. It's like the best way to learn a language is to go visit the place. That's famous saying. And just like I want perspective, consciousness, investing in yourself, man. Like that's really.
Man, I wish we can talk all day, man. I think you.
Yeah, we can talk all day. You already know.
Yeah, because we already know, man. Listen, man. Thomas, thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure to have you on Traveltech, and let the people know how they can find you on social media. How they can reach out to you, and book a flight, because you guys are in the United States as a.
Yeah. Like we're now available in the US dollars.
Come on, let's go, man.
And euros. So yeah, if by all means you have travel plans, make it happen, and follow us on Instagram at Flywallet. I'm gonna keep it simple, authentic for the people. Like DM, follow us, and just stay tuned. Like keep follow us, and I'm doing this for y'all. That's what I'm doing it for. And just if I may, man, Omarr, I want to show my appreciation for your doing, just being able to visibility for guys like myself, and just project who are here with the right heart, and that's the big win, man. So you're the MVP up in there, man.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to ball out. No, man, you have been awesome, man. And what you're creating is going to help a lot of people. I think the next couple months to years, you're going to see people needing to travel and wanting to get away from their current, play. And the world is opening up. More people are traveling more than ever. So I think the platform you're building is going to be needed. It's not going to be something to do. It's going to be needed. People are going to need resources to make travel more, affordable. And what you're doing and those futures, man, it's going to be a great thing. But no, like I said, you keep going, man. But Thomas, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you can, keep in contact. We'll always be in contact, because I think you're somebody across the pond, man. I know you across the pond, but we in the same boat.
And you already know, man. You hit down in Paris, bro, London. You already know, you hit me up.
Oh, we know.
That's the good thing. That's the best thing about travel too, having friends all over.
All over the world, man. This is an example of it, people. But on Flywallet, you can meet some new people, and you can stay connected and learn about the world. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Traveltech. If you have any questions, you can find me at howwego.tech.com and on Instagram at howwego. Much love to everybody. Have a good night. Traveltech. Peace.